Must play hidden gems in gaming right now. Let's be real. Are you getting tired of the big, blockbuster AAA games? I know I am. That feeling of dropping 70, maybe even $80 on a game that was supposed to be the next big thing, only for it to be a buggy, microtransaction-riddled mess that feels just like last year's hit. It is exhausting. It feels like the passion is gone from the big studios. But then there are indie games. They don't have the massive budgets. They don't have the giant studios. But man, do they have heart. That's why I've been digging through the digital crates, looking for the absolute masterpieces from 2025 that you probably haven't heard of. These are the games that give you those unforgettable moments without needing a Hollywood budget. They prove you don't need 1,000 people on a team to create something truly special. These are the passion projects, the creative wonders, and the hidden gems that have been criminally overlooked. So, if you're ready to find your next obsession, let's jump in. First up, a game that is just a pure shot of happiness, another crab's treasure. Now, hold on, I know what you're thinking. A Souls-like starring a crab. Just hear me out. This game takes the super serious, grim dark Souls-like formula and completely flips it, dropping you into a vibrant, underwater world that's bursting with color and comedy. You play as Krill, a little hermit crab who gets his shell repossessed and has to dive into a polluted ocean to get it back. And the main hook. It's genius. You use garbage for your shell. Tin cans, shot glasses, bottle caps. There are over 50 pieces of trash to wear, and each one gives you a unique special ability. The combat is surprisingly tight, but the game's real magic is its tone. It's hilarious, with a story that pokes fun at consumerism and pollution but somehow keeps things light and fun. It's one of my favorite Souls-likes in a long time, because it's not afraid to be silly. It might have a little indie jank here and there, but its charm and smart ideas make it an absolute must-play. It's a great reminder that even the toughest genres can be, fun. Next, we have a game for everyone who loves a good Souls-like challenge, but is so over the dreary, dark fantasy worlds. Say hello to Inatria, The Last Song, which calls itself a Summer Souls game, and honestly, it's a visual feast. Set in a world inspired by Italian folklore and nature, this game is just stunning. Instead of another crumbling castle, you're exploring sun-drenched fields, gorgeous Mediterranean cliffs, and cities that look like they're straight out of a Renaissance painting. The world is trapped by something called the Connovatio, an eternal play that has stuck everyone in a single, unchanging role. You are the maskless one, the only one who can wear different masks to gain new powers and literally change reality. The combat is fast and built around parrying to break an enemy's posture, which will feel familiar if you've played Sekiro. This makes every fight incredibly satisfying once you get the timing down. And while it's definitely tough, it doesn't feel like it's punishing you just for the sake of it. Inatria is a breath of fresh air, proving a Souls-like can be bright, beautiful, and still deliver that deep challenge we all crave. Alright, for something totally different. If you're looking for a game that is just pure art, something meditative and beautiful, you have to play Haunty. You could call it a twin-stick shooter, but that's selling it way short. You play as a little ghost in a hand-drawn afterlife called Eternity, trying to ascend by gathering memories that look like stars. The two-toned art style is the first thing that will grab you. It's both simple and incredibly detailed, but the core mechanic is where the real genius is. You can haunt almost anything. Haunt a tree, and you can shake it to find a secret. Haunt an enemy, and you can use their powers to solve a puzzle. This whole idea pushes you to constantly experiment and explore. The game is less about intense action, and more about thoughtful puzzle solving and discovery, backed by an orchestral soundtrack that will absolutely give you chills. Haunty is a short, sublime game that will stay with you long after you finish it. A perfect example of games as art. Okay, quick break. If you're seeing games you've never heard of and you're liking what you're seeing, do me a solid. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. I'm always on the hunt for these kinds of amazing hidden gems. When you subscribe, you're not just helping the channel, you're joining a whole community of people who are passionate about finding the best games out there, beyond all the mainstream hype. Now, back to the list. Get ready for one of the most creative ideas I've seen in a game in years. This is the Plucky Squire. The concept is just incredible. You're Jot, the hero of a children's storybook. But when the villain, Humgrump, figures out he's written to always lose, he literally kicks Jot off the page and into the real world. What comes next is an adventure where you seamlessly jump between the 2D world of the book and the 3D world of a kid's bedroom. 1 second you're a 2D hero in a classic side-scroller. The next you're a 3D character climbing a backpack or solving puzzles on a toy drum. The gameplay variety is just wild. There are side-scrolling shoot 'em ups, dungeon crawlers, and even a boxing match against a grumpy badger. This game is a total love letter to gaming, constantly changing genres and perspectives to keep everything feeling fresh and surprising. It's pure imagination, and it was highly anticipated since its reveal. The digital version dropped in late 2024, with physical editions coming in February 2025. Don't let this one pass you by. From Nomada Studio, the creators of the absolute masterpiece Gris, we have another emotional and artistically stunning game, Neva. If you played Gris, you know this developer is unmatched at telling stories through visuals, and Neva absolutely delivers. The game is about a young woman named Alba, and her lifelong bond with a wolf cub after they survive a traumatic encounter with dark forces. You go on a journey with them, through a beautiful but dying world, and the relationship between Alba and her growing wolf companion is the heart of everything. You'll watch the cub grow and play as you rely on each other to get through the decaying landscapes and solve puzzles. The gameplay is a mix of platforming, puzzles, and some light combat, but the story and atmosphere are what make it so powerful. It's an emotional gut punch of a journey about love, loss, and connection, told without a single word of dialogue. The hand-painted art is breathtaking, and every single frame looks like a painting. Neva launched in October 2024, making it a perfect game to dive into as we head into 2025. If you're a fan of narrative games with huge stakes, this next one's for you. The 100-line Last Defense Academy comes from the brilliant and slightly twisted minds of Kazutaka Kodaka and Kotaro Uchikoshi, the creators of the legendary Danganronpa and Zero Escape series. If you know those names, you know to prepare for a wild ride full of shocking twists and turns. You play as Takumi Sumino, whose normal life gets completely upended when he's forced to transfer to the Last Defense Academy. He and 14 other students have one job: protect the school from monsters for 100 days. The game mixes visual novel storytelling with tactical RPG combat, but the real hook, true to its creators, is the insane narrative. The title hints at the 100 different branching paths and endings the game offers. Every single choice matters. Released in April 2025, this game sold incredibly well in Japan and is an absolute must-play for anyone who loves a story that keeps you guessing until the very last second. Now, prepare to have your mind blown. Every so often, a game appears out of thin air that looks like a AAA blockbuster, but is actually the first game from a small, passionate indie studio. In 2025, that game is Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. Made by Sandfall Interactive in Unreal Engine 5, this game looks absolutely stunning. The setting is a gorgeous fantasy world inspired by Belle Époque France. But there's a dark twist. Each year, a being called the Paintress wakes up to paint a number on a monolith. Anyone of that age instantly vanishes into smoke. The number ticks down every year, and now, it's 33. You lead Expedition 33 on a desperate, one-year mission to destroy the Paintress before she erases all of you. The gameplay is a fresh spin on turn-based combat, mixing in real-time actions like parrying and dodging that make it feel way more dynamic. It launched in April 2025 to universal acclaim, selling over 5 million copies in just a few months. This isn't just a hidden gem, it's one of the best games of the year. To finish things off, I'm giving you a 2-for-1 deal with a couple of incredible games you need to watch in 2025, both built around massive scale and interacting with the world. First is Eternal Strands, which launched in January 2025. Think Shadow of the Colossus meets Monster Hunter, but with the physics-based magic of Breath of the Wild. You play as Brynn, a warrior who uses powerful elemental magic to take down gigantic creatures. You can climb these giants, use telekinesis to rip boulders out of the ground to throw at them, and combine your powers in all sorts of creative ways. The next-gen physics is the real star, letting you get super creative with how you fight and explore.
Then there's Towers of Aghasba. It hit early access in late 2024 with a full release planned through 2025. This is a breathtaking open-world builder, where you don't just build a town, you rebuild an entire ecosystem. You return to your desolate homeland to bring it back to life, growing fantastical plants that attract massive, gentle creatures. The sense of scale is just incredible, as you can build settlements on the backs of these roaming giants. It's a unique mix of city building and ecological restoration that looks both gorgeous and super relaxing. Both of these games are all about building a deep connection with a huge, living world, and they're set to be two of the most innovative titles of the year, and there you have it. 9 incredible games from late 2024 and 2025 that offer truly unique experiences. Far from the sometimes stale world of AAA gaming. From the colourful challenge of another Crabs. Treasure to the heart-wrenching beauty of Never and the sheer ambition of Clair Obscur. These are the games being made with pure, unfiltered passion, but now, I want to hear from you. What are your favourite hidden gems of 2025? Are there any criminally underrated games I need to check out? Drop your recommendations in the comments below. I read every single one and I'm always looking for my next favourite game. Thanks so much for watching. If you had a good time, give this video a like. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the best games you're probably not playing. Until next time, happy gaming.